Welcome to Vox Scream, a Kill Team podcast where we aim to help players of all skill levels supercharge their game and separate the signal from the noise. I'm Mark Meyer, joined by Kill Team heavyweights George Pratt and Joe Gallo. We're coming to you from the Triangle region in North Carolina. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Well, everybody, we are back here for one of our final Vox Screams of the year, and I'm so happy to welcome to the program George and Joe, my best buds. So happy to see you guys, and so happy to be talking tier list today.
Yeah, we've been like, we kind of had a couple episodes backed up, so we haven't talked in like 2-ish weeks, not together at least.
Yeah, I mean, we recorded our last 2 episodes like right around Thanksgiving, and it's practically Christmas now.
Which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try and round out this year with a tier list this week. And we are going to do a couple things, try and make it a little bit more of like a structured conversation. Because this is not a democracy, this is a dictatorship. And as the dictator, I am saying that this tier list, we are going to rank the teams from worst to first. And we're going to talk about which team is most likely to win a 4+ round event. I'd say in this discussion, we probably assume average skill level for players on these teams.
Actually, if we're talking about will win a 4+ round event, I think it's better to assume above average skill level.
Or somebody who's competent with the team.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's a good point to make. We're also going to not rank the declassified teams. And this is for a couple of reasons. A, because I am busy and don't have enough time to edit things if we do a 2-hour podcast where we rank 40+ kill teams. So this is not a slight on the declassified teams. And in fact, I want to take a moment here if we want to just take a second to say which of these teams in the declassified list do you think has sauce in a 4+ round event?
I mean, a bunch of them do. I think it defeats the purpose if we... let's not talk about them and not talk about them, or let's not talk about them and talk about them anyway.
Well, I'm happy to talk about them on the Vox Stream Discord then if anybody wants to give me their opinion about which team.
On it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with George in the sense that I do think a lot of these teams still have a lot of play. But I like to start these tier lists out by trying to level set a little bit and give people a little bit of the lay of the land. And so we're going to talk about the team that we think is at the top, the team that we think is at the bottom, and put somebody right in the middle. And we're going to start with Joe. And Joe, I would love for you to tell me, what do you think is the top of S tier, the team that is most likely to win a 4+ round event?
So this is tough. So I am caught between Canoptic and Wolf Scouts. That are in my opinion, probably gonna be the only 2 teams that we put in S tier. I'm going to go ahead and say Wolf Scouts for the moment. Now, primarily the reason I am picking Wolf Scouts is because the fucking Storm is such a strong mechanic. It is so flexible. You can put it pretty much wherever you want, wherever you need it. 13 wounds is a really strong break point. The leader is so hard to put down. The Wolf is just a really good harassment tool. 7-inch movement is just really, really good on top of everything else. They're good at fighting. They're okay at shooting, but when you really need to get the shot off, you can. They just kind of have this jack of all trades toolkit that is really good at doing what they need to do. They can turn on the aggression. They can turn off the aggression. They can
be aggressive without being aggressive.
Yes. They can deal with a lot of Canoptic's biggest problems that like a lot of teams have to deal with. So, for example, those big bugs that have 4 attacks that can be kind of annoying and can parry out pretty well. Well, now they only have 3 attacks. So that's,
They've only got 3 attacks. You're reducing the damage each time they fight you by 1. I mean, that's the big thing is like, I think about Canoptek's weakness is that you have to kill them in melee. And while I don't think that Wolf Scouts are the best team in terms of a melee team to go into Canoptek, I think they're the best melee team in terms of they have the best matchup into everybody else and a really good matchup into Canoptek.
They don't have definitive weaknesses outside of being 5 Marines and a Wolf. And I think a lot of the strong mechanics they used for them kind of round out those weaknesses. So, like, for example, the leader basically not dying in the same way the Votann leader doesn't. Basically makes them 6 Marines and a Wolf, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Particularly with how strong their healer is. on top of everything else. The healer is just the fact it's just built in. They shall know no fear.
Crazy.
Ignore shock.
Yeah.
And an always hot plasma pistol with 9-inch range.
Yeah, I mean, the plasma gunner is probably the most is very reliable, just purely because you can just shut off hot.
So 5 punishing is very good.
Yeah, punishing is just really good when you go hot. It deals with even some of their shooting reliability issues. And the fact even if you're in a mounted position, you can just shoot twice with that plasma gun on top of everything else. So it's just in some ways they kind of take what Deathwatch has and kind of just make it better, because Deathwatch will only ever be 5 Marines, whereas Wolf Scouts will always be 6 bodies, even if the Wolf, will vary in how useful it is. I mean, obviously, a lot of that's going to depend on what changes about the team. I am fully expecting 1 or 2 things to get hit on this team at the beginning of January, or end of January, probably, for the slate.
I hope so. I would play this team because this team was tailor-made for me specifically.
It's so interesting because, George, you played at a tournament 2 weeks ago, and there was, 2 Wolf Scouts in the top 3, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
Something like that?
1 and 2 were Wolf Scouts.
Joe, you and I played in a tournament 2 weeks ago as well, and then you played in a tournament this past weekend, and there was 0 Wolf Scout players in either of those tournaments. And so that's kind of a very interesting sort of microcosm of the health of the team.
I will tell you straight up, yesterday when I was at that tournament, one of the things that was brought up was somebody said I almost brought Wolf Scouts, and it was commented multiple times, don't be that guy. So that attitude's already matriculating in the community.
Yeah, I mean they just seem to have it all. By the time this episode comes out, I imagine that I will have played my game for either first or second place in our Kill Team League, and I do have to play against Wolf Scouts, so not looking forward to that. I love that we picked one of the 2 teams to rank first. That is not on my screen, so here I'm going to just drag a couple teams around. Boom, Wolf Scouts, you're going into S.
Yeah.
We'll take a couple teams down here. And yeah, I don't think there's any arguing. They're definitely in the S tier. I would like to hear, George, what do you think is the least likely team? Kasrkin, yep.
Yeah,
done and dusted.
There was no question about it. It's Kasrkin. No matter how many buffs Kasrkin get, their game plan is get within 2 inches, use all of their buffs, fail to kill something, die on the clapback. That's their entire game plan. Their entire game plan is dead on arrival. They need a rework. They need a ground up rework.
Yeah, I don't even think something crazy like adding a body would do it. I think just
what they need is overcharged lasguns. Yep. Give them hot. Give their lasguns P1. Give them P1 bolters. Maybe then they'll have the power to make their game plan work. Maybe.
And that's a big maybe.
Big maybe. I mean, it's just so hard to think of why you would play this team over Inquisition or Aquilons, both of which seem to, if you like that play style, you would just play one of those teams because they have the same kind of vibe, but so much stronger mechanics.
I disagree with that sentiment. Kasrkin have a very specific flavor to them that Inquisition and Aquilons don't have. Kasrkin's have the pseudo orders thing that you get from the leader, and those are really cool. They give cool flavor. You've got a bunch of interesting ploys that I think have too many restrictions to be useful, but they are interesting. You can get a free fallback and shoot on fallback and stuff. They have cool flavor. It's just their core concept is broken in a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, it's anti-synergy, right? The ploys don't line up well with the game plan. The game plan doesn't line up well with the ploys. At the end of the day, I mean, that's...
And the game plan doesn't line up well with how the overall game of Kill Team is played in general.
Right. They were good last edition when they had an identity as a reliable team. Security and Seek and Destroy was an interesting archetype for those types of teams to play last edition because it was easy. Or there was more synergy between that style of TAC-op and how you wanted to play the game versus now and what you have to do to score those 2 archetypes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking on faith that it was a good team last edition. I never played a good Kasrkin player last edition. And I trounced them even with elites, they were supposed to be the elite killers. Elites didn't have a chance against them last edition. And Vetguard
walked all over them, man.
Yeah, I destroyed every Kazakin player I ever played with Legionary, so I don't know. I don't think they were particularly good last edition either.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Casterkin. Hopefully, someday in the next year before you get declassified, you can
Hopefully
have your day in the sun.
you become playable.
This is a tricky one because now I have to pick someone in the middle, and this is going to require a little bit more critical thinking. I am going to let's put somebody in B tier, and I think I'm going to start with the Hernkin Jaegers. I think that Jaegers are in a much better spot than they were, 6 months ago. They play their the new seek and destroy and infiltration tack up archetypes quite well. We think about teams that have tools to deal with like overwhelming melee threats, and this is like that their version of the Overwatch shot is really, really good when it pops off. But at the same time, like if I'm thinking about them in the context of winning a 4-round event, like it's going to be like they don't have amazing play into the S tier, and also I think like while they are a dynamic team that plays their tack up archetypes quite well, I think that good players good players playing good teams are going to kind of know their game plan. They're going to know like to look out for a plant device play, kind of depending on what the crit op is. They're going to watch out for like the seek trickery that they've got. And like the mines, I mean, maybe I'm not respecting the mines enough with this pick because when I was playing against Jaegers a lot, it's when I was playing Gellerpox, and so I just flew like a little fly into the mine and never had to deal with it. But what do you guys think about this pick? Jaegers in B.
Entirely fair for Jaegers.
Yeah, perfect for them.
I know that I play them very wrong, and I don't get a lot of success in tournaments out of Jaegers. But like people have been getting good success out of them. So it is possible to do very well with Jaegers, but I think you need to be well above average at the game and at Jaegers to make that work. So like, yeah, I think B is totally fair there.
Yep, 100% agree. They're a good jack of all trades team. It's just that they do have pretty definitive weaknesses in the areas they're not the strongest at.
Yeah, they're super weak to being tactically hugged.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that the higher we go up on this tier list, you're going to find that the teams that are good at dealing with the tactical hug are going to end up landing higher than these guys because tactical hugging is a very good strategy right now. Let's put it that way.
Oh, absolutely. Let's before we go higher though, let's try and put somebody in C tier so we have a nice fleshed out zone here. What's a team that you think is a little bit below average in their ability to win?
Yeah, there's stealth suits and team.
Look, he's so mad to be agreeing with me.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I remembered like 2 or 3 episodes ago, you're like, stealth suits, they've got it. We can do it. Stealth suits can do it. I'm like, dude, the brother C tier.
All right, listen. They can. The problem is that they are too honest. That is their problem.
Yeah,
and they have no way to start shit. They have no way to do.
The 2 primary problems I've identified with them is their inability to actually act like elites because they can't shoot twice.
Huge flaw there. Huge flaw.
I understand why they didn't do it and why they were hesitant to do it. Honestly, I think them just shooting twice would throw them into B.
I agree. If they were to get literally 1 buff, please, GW, just let them shoot twice. Goddamn.
Let the burst cannon shoot twice normally. Let the melter shoot twice, but let it cause an extra AP on the second shot.
And then suddenly, I think they're fine. I still don't think they're great. I think they're fine.
Also, I would like to maybe see some of the ability restrictions lifted.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think the ambush marker
early stats show they might be fine though. I don't trust those stats. We'll see where they end up.
I think stealth suits are a noob trap team, and they thrive if you don't know what you're doing into them, and once you figure it out, they're just gonna tank.
Yeah, I think if you know how to get it, I'll give you a good example. Yesterday, I played Angels of Death into stealth suits. I knew all of their tricks and gimmicks, and shout out to my opponent. He was very, he did well. But I crushed it because I was able to. I know where to.
You've played that team, so you have a very good understanding of the gimmicks.
I know where to put the pressure points on, and once you put the pressure points on, they fall apart. So it's fine, and I hate that because they are really fun. They're really interesting.
Dude, they look so cool. I want
absolutely stellar models. Yeah.
I like Tau. I like suits.
Yeah.
I like stealth suits. I'm so mad this team is meh.
Yeah. I have those sculpts. I'm very excited to build them and get them painted up. That said, I am not in a rush to do it.
That's the other thing. Let the Kayun ability be used on melee as well for accurate 1 and accurate 2. Now I know that like people are complaining about the accurate 2 being too good on Canoptic. But
Canoptic is 4/4 damage. Stealth suits are 4 damage.
I think that it would be fine. I would like to see that changed on them. But here's the thing: it wouldn't shock me if somebody did like well, especially into elite.
Yeah, but I disagree. I don't think accurate should work in melee because. So this is a rant I had in one of our discords. The GW design space right now is what is this team's weakness? All right, let's give them a ployer ability to just ignore that weakness. Like, Wolf Scouts don't have a weakness. Canoptic don't really have a weakness. And, like, if they remove Stealth Suit's weakness to melee, which they have some tools, but they're still weak.
I like that they are making things that help you mitigate your weakness, but you shouldn't be able to shore it up entirely, right?
I think the solution to that should be have the ability to not get bullied in a specific aspect of the game, right? Like, if Stealth Suits are able to get bullied by melee in the way that they are right now, they don't do well.
Yeah, but I think that's fine. That is their design space. That is the Tau design space.
Sure, but if they're getting bullied, they're not winning. If it's a weakness that they can not necessarily work around, but like have ways to like not completely get like
they've got
crumpled
the
by.
Fallback from charge. They've got,
but it's only one. It's only one. That's
like,
the other.
Serves a free dash, but this is why, like the whole rant I had like 2 episodes ago. They have ways to mitigate that weakness, not remove it, and I think that's a fine design space. They should get power in other places that can,
like shoot twice.
Yeah,
shoot twice would be is
ambush should be better. Like ambush.
I would like to see ambush be a little better too. I would actually like to see like maybe like Seek turn to Seek Light if it was like anywhere on the board.
I think it should just be more than 6 inches from enemy deployment zone, and just any that's it. That's the only restriction.
Yeah, I might be too strong of a zoning ability, but I don't think they're not going to go that far on the first thing.
They get 1 burst cannon shot from across the table, and they have to spend a CP to go back to conceal.
Well, and this is assuming they get other buffs and stuff like that, but we can move on.
The only chance they have of really winning a tournament is catching a lot of people off guard. Yes. And that's not a strategy you can really rely on.
No, 100%.
A strategy you can rely on is absolutely pumping people full of dice. That's why I'm putting Rekkas in the A tier. I think Rekkas are still really, I just think that the buffs they got are pretty good. I think that they play really well into Noptek. I think that's really
consistent. Good. They have put out incredible amounts of damage.
Tough hang into Wolf Scouts, sure.
Yeah, I think they're in B right now. I think that people have forgotten that stuns are still incredibly useful into them.
Nah, getting an AP on a charge mitigates stuns significantly.
You can also just miss the stun.
It does. I mean, that was always the case.
Yeah, I think the stuns have personally never bothered me even without the AP on the charge. But with APL on the charge, stuns are really not the trick into Rekkas anymore. Like they're nothing.
If you want to say that, point a finger to something that Rekkas have going against them right now that wasn't previously an issue, it's that maybe the new TAC ops aren't the best for them. I think that
the biggest problem with Rekkas is their ability to score points. The main reason that they're in A is because you have to rely on denying your opponent opportunities to score more than looking for opportunities to score yourself. And they can do that quite well by simply standing on points and removing enemy models. Squigs are great at that. And so it's not an S tier team are you going to win a 4+1?
I think the expendable Envoy hit is massive for them.
Who takes Envoy with an 8-body team? You should not be taking Envoy.
I used to do that all the time into teams that were less than me. It was the main way I used. But you can
still do that with other models that aren't Squigs. You still have the same number of bodies.
Right, but the Squig is far less useful comparatively to, I don't know.
It's also easier to hide the Squig. You want to move the Squig up last for Envoy, so that way you're not having to hide it, worry about it.
It's just take ground, but wherever you need it to be.
Well, this is my point. Is with Plant Banner is probably their most reliable tack op
And
outside
Dominate.
of. I was going to say outside
Dominate's
of Dominate.
very good, yeah.
Dominate is very good for them. However, Plant Banner has the very definitive weakness and the very like telegraphed play of I plant my banner here so I know where you're going to be. Okay, I'm throwing
That's
stun.
not a weakness for Rekkas, though. That's a strength for Rekkas.
I'm throwing a stun grenade on that, and I'm going to come contest that, so you're not controlling it anymore. Like
that's fine. So instead of Envoy into teams of 6 models, you take Plant Banner. And so you plant Banner after they're all done. The same thing as Envoy. And then from there, you can charge away. You can still use your meatballs to score Plant Banner because Expendable doesn't matter.
I think
Plant Banner is incredibly powerful there. And then when you don't want to plant Banner, you have Dominate. So when you're playing a team where you do not want to be aggressive until later turns, you pick up Dominate. And I think
my primary problem with this team right now is that they are, and bear in mind, they're the top of me in my mind. They are incredibly weak to piercing right now. And a lot of shooting teams can bring the pain in piercing right now. And I think that even like with the reroll and even with like smokes, a lot of those teams that can bring the pain with piercing can just straight up ignore it with obscurity. So like, for example, Deathwatch have a very good time into Rekkas because all of their tricks. I
actually think it's the other way around. I think Rekkas body Deathwatch like nobody's business.
I think it's about 50-50, but my point is...
I think it's a 70-30 Rekkas.
Here's what I'm going to say is I'm willing to consider moving them down because I'm looking at some of their stats and they're not doing well in the stats. But I need to be convinced of that. And I'm not saying let's spend another 20 minutes talking about why they may or may not be good. Let's talk about teams that are better than them. Like, Joe, if you think that they're not an A-tier team, who is an A-tier team to you?
Angels of Death.
Angels of Death?
I agree.
Yeah, I would put them in the A-tier as well.
Angels of Death, I think, particularly because of the combination of Hardy and Resolute right now. Hardy, like just the change to Hardy by itself was good, but now that we have the ability to swap into Sharpshooter, the captain is just one of the best melee models in the game.
Guy. He's him.
He's literally him.
He's literally him.
Also, they literally, if you just take Hardy Resolute, you are immune to one of the biggest weaknesses of elite teams of getting shocked and stuff. And you just don't have to worry about that the entirety of the game. And you can flex into what you need mid-game, whether it's mobile, whether it's sharpshooter, if you really have that shot that you need to take. And when you can flex into sharpshooter, you are doing real good, especially if you're on Vantage and you're stacking that accurate. And it is real hard to deal with, especially with the Stalker Bolt rifles. So... I think that
the changes they got pushed them up from B to A, and I agree. I think Angels definitely have what it takes to win a 4+.
I'll give you a definitive example into Rekkas. The Rekkas literally have no answer to the Eliminator at all.
Yeah, they push up the board on Conceal.
He can just park himself in a spot. He can just ignore obscurity with an APL. So any of the normal tactics that orcs use to defend themselves, is just straight up ignored, and will die to two shots from the sniper.
I have the perfect counterplay as a Rekkas player to the Eliminator.
Run up and kill him.
Give up that side as far as shooting goes. Run up everyone else on Conceal.
Sure. I mean, for me, I'm Volkus. I'm throwing him on top story Vantage if I can, but I get your point.
Yeah, but there's so many walls on Volkus.
Yes, but then we run into the problem that I mentioned earlier of like, I'm not fighting orcs unless it's the captain. I'm waiting till you move up. I'm getting within 2 inches. I'm shooting you with my piercing crit bolt gun.
We're both going to plant banner and just stare at each other.
I'm not taking plant banner in that match. I'm going to get fucking wrecked if you take plant banner in that match.
Correct. And because I'm just throwing the captain dead center of that banner and just
you take
bullying.
Dominate, wait for turn 3 to really get aggressive. And it's one of those things.
Like I said, so I just think Angels just have... honestly, even their roster flexibility of just like being able to theoretically flex into all melee or all shooting or a good comp.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget just the sheer number of people playing them. I mean, just because of that play rate, I would expect them to win tournaments.
Right now, that's not the case. It's going to be the case, I think, now. But, well, actually, we'll see. Because I'm going to be very curious how many people stay with Deathwatch, Wolf Scouts, that area.
Yeah, I think Angels and Deathwatch are in the same position where their win rate is reduced because of the number of players that play them, because they're very easy teams to collect, they're very easy teams to put on the board, and they're very easy teams to run in theory. But specialists will take them much farther than people who are newer to
Yes.
the game, or people who are learning the teams and stuff. And so we'll have a very
Let's go
big
ahead and talk about
discrepancy.
Deathwatch 2 while we're at it. I
Put
think
them
that
in
they're
B.
probably. I put them in
I
A.
think they're an
Yep.
A tier team.
There be, I think the 5-man weakness is such a big.
It is a huge weakness, but there are ways around it.
Can we say that I might have a little more insights in it, considering I just did 10 rounds at the most competitive tournament of the year with these guys? Maybe.
I think that is fair. I think that is fair. You know what? Deathwatch did not do very good at.
They did not.
Worlds.
We had 2 Deathwatch players in top 16 out
And
of
there
like
was
20.
12. Yeah, it was a bunch. You know what? You've convinced me. I think you're right.
I think
Yeah.
the 5-man weakness is such a massively exploitable weakness. Not to mention, they are one of the most. You thought Nemesis Claw was bad with dice reliability? Let me tell you, fucking Deathwatch is worse.
I mean,
I
I think it's just inherent that if you like, that's the whole elite paradigm, right? Is you need to get a lot of value out of your 6 models, right? You need to get double kills. You need
Yes.
to get kill, mission action, and then another kill on counteract. That is even more of an absolute necessity on Deathwatch because you have one
Mhm.
fewer model. Like you have to execute. But
Y'all
the
are gonna-
problem is that they just don't have enough reliability to execute
Yes.
consistently.
Here's the thing: I would love to see some of their more like their good aspects get hit to make them more reliable. Like I would love to see the Omni Scrambler get hit. I would love to see probably the captain's extra equipment thing go away in exchange.
I don't think
for
that's going to
more
happen
reliability.
simply because GW. I think their design intent is that if a team hits on 3s, they should
Yes.
not be getting better
Rerolls.
rerolls and balanced. Like that is
Yeah,
their
and
reroll.
they have definitively shown that with the last couple elite teams.
Yeah, I think that is their design intent space for that, which I think is a fine intent space.
It is. I agree with it.
Yeah, most of the time, balanced is enough. Most of the time. Sometimes, you just get diced, and then you just can't do anything about it.
This is a dice game, and I would like to see less ceaseless, less relentless in this game. Straight up.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that was such a noted thing at the start of Kill Team 24 is like a lot of people had Relentless and Ceaseless or reroll all of
Warcoven.
one number in the
Warcoven's the
previous
big one.
edition.
Dude, we're coming at ceaseless
Mhm.
and can choose what dice. Like, I turn that to a 6.
If you're hitting on 3s, your ceaseless and relentless should be conditional, like it is for Nemesis Claw and Deathwatch. I do think that I would like to see those teams get something like mandatory like purity seals, just because there is a lot of they can get really bad sometimes. It's why I like Angels of Death over those other teams right now, because purity seals is such a good backup to
Your
fall
seals is
back on.
incredibly powerful, and it's kind of bullshit that Wolf Scouts have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, they shouldn't have purity seals. I don't think they should have frost weapons, but I understand why.
I
they have
think
frost
that is the lower on my list of things I'd like to deal with first in Wolf Scouts, but I get
Yeah.
your point. They can keep the purity seals if we deal with some other stuff first.
Yeah, fair
I
enough,
want
fair
to
enough.
shift the conversation here to a team that does have Ceaseless. Let's talk about Blades of Cain. Very popular elf team. Maybe
for
one of the best
Blades.
elf teams. B for Blades.
E for Blades.
Yeah, I think in just like Jaegers, if you are a well above average player and a well above average
Mhm.
Blades player, you can definitely go the distance with them. But anything below that, it's
JP
gonna
got top 16.
like you're gonna really struggle to win a 4+ round event with Blades.
And I'll tell you, I was
Yeah.
talking with JP. He was struggling. And he's I think the best Blades player in the country.
I think the real problem is that any team with 8 wounds or less is just
Yes.
like at a huge disadvantage in the game of Kill Team because of how melee centric it is. And
Yes.
because the average damage, like the most things you're gonna have to worry about are 5 attacks, 4-5 damage. And like they 2-tap you. So
I think we need to keep let's put a pin in Blades, and I by pin I mean Let's recheck in a couple of months because I'm going to say something about them that I want to keep an eye on them. I think if things significantly shift in terms of power, and I mean like they do a major realignment with elites or something, Blades is going to be a fucking problem. So
one hand.
Yeah.
Kind of.
The thing is like, let's not forget, January to April last year, like elves were terrors. Like elves were the top of the meta, and
That's
we
why
talk
I'm
a lot
saying-
about that time as the rock, paper, scissors meta, but there's a reason. It was like you had to respect elves. And I feel like you don't really have to respect elves in quite the same way right now. But that said, I do think you have to respect mandrakes who, we all have kind of come to see that I think they have to go into A, not because they're like an A tier team, but because they have such good play into the most meta team.
I also think they're an A tier team, like frankly.
I think they're the best anti-meta choice right now.
I think
by
they're
far.
both the best anti-meta choice and an A tier team on their own.
I think that's fair. I think that is largely due to how they play the new tac ups. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
I 100% agree.
They have movement tricks. They can fight first. They've got all lethal 5 and melee.
They have some of the worst feels bads in the entire game.
They have a guy that's just like, oh, are you within an inch of heavy terrain? You're injured now. Go fuck yourself. But did you have a plan for that model? Sucks to suck.
Haunting Focus is just insane. Like they have the best mobility tricks in the game.
They can literally move through walls.
They can literally move through walls. They can literally teleport wherever they want, within some restrictions. It is
the way that maps are right now with heavy terrain being like just all over the place really, really does a number for them. Like I think on these newer Volcus maps, if
you're
really
listening,
good.
Dear viewer, and you're on Volcus, make sure the tower is on their side. Do not take the tower. I don't care how bad the map side is. It is better for them to have the tower on their side. It is
I'd agree.
So strong for them to have the tower on your side of the board. Don't let them have it.
Yeah, because they just teleport to the top of the tower on your territory. You can go fucked.
Yeah, and then you have to just kind of be out in the open to deal with it, and that really sucks. Let's talk about somebody. Let's put some more teams down here at the bottom. Where do you want to bury Hyrotech Circle?
I still think Hyrotech are a B tier team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're still
all right, and
not
this is
terrible.
contingent upon the understanding that reanimation and the kill op. Clearly, the intention is for the kill op to be reversed when a model is reanimated. Anyone who disagrees with that or tries to argue against that is intentionally trying to remove Hyrotech from the game. Clearly, the intention is for that to be reversed. And with that understanding, Hyrotech they still retain a lot of their power. They don't just win on the kill up anymore. That's Canoptic Circle now.
What's up with the kill up thing?
So you know how they changed Hyrotech Circle so that they are a 5-op kill op?
Yes.
So that people are saying because they remove the words reverse the kill op or whatever it used to say, that it no longer reverses when a model is reanimated.
Okay. I don't know.
It's
maybe
because there's no maybe about it. There's no reason for them to change the kill op if they're also going to have them count for the kill op all the time. Like clearly the intention is if a model is
they count for the kill op once.
Yeah, it goes down.
Yeah, it would be weird if like you just killed 5 of them and then they came back. Yet you can keep killing. That just seems.
Well, if you kill 5 of them, then that's just GG. You've maxed the kill up.
Yeah.
My point is that like
if you kill 5 of them, if you kill 1 a turn for 4 turns and they revive, you still have 4 kill op, even if there are no dead models.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't farm the kill op from multiple times, like twice for 1 operative. That seems not right to me.
And the kill op still goes down if they go back alive.
One of the reasons that I would put them into C tier personally is because of like how drastic the changes were. It feels like absolutely no one's playing them.
Oh yeah, no one's playing them. But it's because they don't just win on the kill up. They're still very powerful. They still have a lot of.
Because Canoptic exists. Why would you play Hyrotech when Canoptic exists?
Yeah. I mean, mostly
because you like Cryptex,
I mean, you get a Cryptek.
They have the best Cryptek.
Yeah, I do love the Geomancer. Geomancer's so cool. I'm looking at I'm actually looking at the stats from Just Another Kill Team podcast Patreon, and I'm looking at play rate from December 2nd to December 8th, and I'm trying to see if anybody even played not Canoptic, Hyrotech. And it's not coming to me. I don't see it.
That only tells me that people are playing Canoptic.
Well, yeah, but if at the same time, how can you expect them to win a tournament if nobody's playing them?
We've been here before. Is my point is that people thought Hyrotech were bad. Nope, they're actually good.
And I've said before, I'm going to give Hyrotech another 3 months because what's going to happen is somebody's going to completely reinvent the playstyle for them.
100%.
They'll be fine.
And it'll probably be Shane. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah. I hope that somebody fixes Hyrotech and somebody revives Hyrotech because that would make Ted from Minnesota very happy.
Yes, it would. Shout out Ted.
Shout out Ted. We love you, Ted. Okay, well, I want to put somebody down here at the bottom. What about Sanctifiers? Can we bury them?
Yeah, they're so bad. They're so bad right now.
Yeah, I've known at least one or two very dedicated Hyrotech player, or not Hyrotech, Sanctifiers players who just think that they have absolutely no sauce anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that bad, but they don't have any outside of the leader.
The creatures were great speed bumps, and now they're just not good at that. And that was really their job, was to be speed bumps.
They just get two tapped. The Saint, I don't remember the operative's name.
The Miraculist.
The Miraculous. The Miraculous is still really good. And obviously, the Confessor's still really good. But outside of those two, it feels like there's just not a whole lot else.
I think the Priest change might have been too harsh.
Yeah, I think every change besides the Preacher was totally valid and totally fair. And I think the Preacher, the Preacher was their main speed bump that allowed the rest of the team to sort of set up. And now you don't have that anymore.
Yeah, the fact that you have to control it was a big change, and
it's just devastating. I don't think that they can. I wouldn't say that they're if Casterkin won a 4+ round event, I would be shocked. If Sanctifiers won a 4+ round event at this point, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'd be pretty shocked at this point.
That's fair. Well, tell me somebody who you wouldn't be shocked to see winning.
Let's see who we got on there. Let's go Goats.
Goats? Yeah. As the resident Felgor main here, they're definitely still an A. Similar to Mandrakes, I think they play really well into the top teams. They still play the crit op really well. They still play the tac ops really well, even after the changes to flank and the changes to how Frenzied Goats interact with controlling areas of the kill zone. Still really, really
totally
good.
Fair change, by the way.
And every change that they have gotten in Kill Team 2024, extremely reasonable, extremely level-headed, and they're still really good. I love this team. Definitely a tough hang into Wolf Scouts, but you can still trade 1-for-1 with the Mangler. You can still get it done with, if you have all of your auras just really locked in, I think that there's still a way to do it. It's
they still have the whip who's just fuck you, might as well attack on you, bitch.
Yeah, the whip. You've got your Death Knell just saying no thank you to crits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're still really good. I'm going to put them above Angels of Death because I hate Marines.
Oh, I will say, Angels are a fucking major speed bump for them again now, especially with Hardy.
Sure, yeah, I think that's fair. Hardy, they reduce damage once, right?
It's every fight.
Okay, but
first dice in every fight.
Yeah, that's fair, but also I have my thing. If you're reducing it once in one fight, that's what I'm saying is if you reduce the damage one time in a fight, that's fine. Hopefully I've got a crit and I can push through one extra damage with my ploy.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think that actually changes the number of dice required to kill in any way. So whatever, who cares?
Yeah, they were still a tough hang before. The captain's really tough to chew through, and if you have a bad time with Pelting Firepower, it's just going to be bad. If you don't have your auras, stacked well, it's going to be bad. But I think that For Angels into Felgor, I think that they're actually going to get pretty good mileage out of Dominate, depending on the map. Like if you can just park the Eliminator somewhere and stack Dominate tokens, you're going to like that.
That's the other thing.
But otherwise, I don't think they have like great tack ups.
Sharpshooter is also just a big problem for them now, because if you just prop somebody up on Volcus, the Severe is the big one.
Yeah, Severe is rough for sure.
Angels back to the menu, boys. I actually want to. Can you go ahead and throw hand in C tier for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to believe there be. You're probably right.
I took them to a tournament, and that tournament we talked about, where it was top 3, 2 of them were Wolf Scouts. I brought hand to that tournament, and boy, let me tell you, still diceable. It's woof. Boy, when your Darklance rolls and gets 2 1s and a 2, and you got nothing to do about it, because who gives their Darklance a pain token, and you don't put the Omen on him, because he's going to shoot once or twice a game, so it's bad. It's just not good.
Well, why wouldn't you put the Omen on it? Like if you're only going to shoot once or twice a game, don't you want to make sure that it's going to deliver?
No, you want to put it on the Gunner, who's going to shoot 3 times a game and still piercing 2. And so
because he doesn't have the heavy dash restriction.
Yeah. And it's just they're not bad, but they can't beat Goremongers. They seriously struggle into Wolf Scouts. They can beat Canoptic Circle, relatively, pretty handily, I think.
Yeah, the expendable bugs are very nice to farm tokens.
Yeah, so it's weird. They have a good matchup into Canoptic Circle. It's still 60-40 Canoptic Circle, but it's still good. But yeah, I just think that it's too easy to stall hand out. Tomb World fucks them over with breach points. It's like being Into the Dark last edition, which fucking sucks.
And on that point, I think we can go ahead and throw Goremongers into B tier as well.
I think that's pretty reasonable. It's almost like I don't think they've lost so much power, but it just seems like the power around them has changed.
It's just that they're weak into Marines, and that's the
their
long and short of it.
Weakness is shooting, and the skew
double shooting specifically.
Hold on. The weakness is shooting, but they have that weakness turned off for any team that cannot double shoot because they have a damage cap on shooting, including mortal wounds and all this shit, which means
Rattlings can be a really tough hang into this team.
Yeah, any team that cannot double shoot Goremongers and can't fight them, which is almost every elf team, Sanctifiers, basically every horde team, Goremongers just run them over and they can't do anything about it. So Goremongers aren't gonna win a 4+ round tournament, but they'll make sure you don't either.
Yeah. That's
a good way to put it.
That's why I just hate they're around.
They're a bad team. I don't like them. They shouldn't be in the game. Runes of Fallen is a bad rule. So is Frenzy. But
designers, if you're listening, we love y'all, but just Runes of Khorne was not a good idea, and we're stuck with this team now, and we just kind of have to. I don't think they're ever going to be in a good design space. I think they're either going to be in this gatekeeping spot,
too good or too bad. Yeah,
I don't think it's not even that it's worse. They're not too good.
Yeah, they're not too good.
They should be in G tier for gatekeeping, because that's just what it is. If I'm taking a team to a 4-man tournament, if I'm thinking Brood Brothers, I have to constantly have fucking Goremongers on my mind of well, if I just into Goremongers, I guess I lose.
Yeah, what do you do into Goremongers? I don't know, get run down?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's not good.
Jaegers, Goremongers bounce off Jaegers. Jaegers have a great matchup into Goremongers. But, Salvagers don't.
Yeah. I mean, Blades probably don't want to see Goremongers.
No.
I'm interested in your thoughts then on Raveners, because Raveners, I feel like, are a pretty strong gatekeeping team as well. And, it wasn't long ago that we had them in the S tier. I don't think they're up there anymore. I think that they got hurt a good bit by the changes in Approved Ops 2025, and their nerfs, while reasonable and level-headed, I think have definitely tapped down the power level of the team quite effectively.
They struggled to score.
I think they're probably
they're B. I think they're B.
Yeah,
because they're in the exact same spot as Goremongers because they bully the exact same teams.
I also, but I don't think the team is gatekeepy because they don't. They have a weakness. That weakness is to shooting. Unlike runes, the way they get rid of that weakness is just not being on the board. But at least they're not scoring if they're not on the board. So like, I think that's much more fine than
Yeah,
runes
I think
of
it's a
Khorne.
Sure,
I think
it's just a different
fun
place than
and
B.
interesting balanced team for sure.
Yeah, I don't feel the same way about Raveners the way I feel about Goremongers. I think you can still manage it, but I still think that they're like a problem for Hordes. Not in the same way where it's like impossible for certain teams against Goremongers.
Yeah, but like, I think that if you learn the matchup well, like Blooded or Brood Bros, they could fuck a Raveners up. I think that's possible.
Yeah, no, I think so as well. I think that when I think about Raveners, I think that they have much better play into the teams above them than Goremongers. I think that they have, like, it's actually a pretty good team into Canoptek if you can find a way to score. Like, you can actually go and kill people. Like, you can go, I think they fight pretty well into a lot of these teams in the A tier as well.
Tunnel behind the wall of nonsense and stuff.
I mean, I'm going to put them at the top of B for now.
I mean, people are still winning 4+ round tournaments with Raveners.
Yeah.
I personally think that they're the bottom of A, but like top of B, bottom of A.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of, I think that Raveners and Rekkas occupy a similar space where they're still winning a lot of events. Both of those teams have really high player counts and players are doing well with them. I think it's when you look at them on paper, there is a lot of difficulty with them. But I think that both of, like, if there was an A- B+ tier, I think you'd put both of those teams in.
Yeah, and I think Raveners belong in the same place as Rekkas.
Let's talk about Nemesis Claw.
B.
Still doing quite well. I think that they're an A.
Oh, they're
I think
doing
that
quite well. I think with the Wolf Scouts, I do think that the right player will play them in an A.
I want you, Mark. I want you to go and look at the stats for Nemclaw right now and tell me what you see.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I mean, they're in about the same spot as the Rekka crew.
So where's the Rekka crew in my mind?
They're an A- and B+.
Ding ding.
I mean, I have to put them, like, if we're going by your logic, they have to go either here or here.
Yeah, and I think they belong at the top of B.
It's fair.
I think that they're better than Raveners. I think that they're worse.
I think they're better than
Raveners.
Raveners.
I would put them at the bottom of A.
Let's keep these A+, B- teams kind of on the sideburn. We can have a larger discussion about them once we get a few more teams on here, because I think that there's definitely a lot to say.
I don't think there's a lot of A teams right now. I think we're very close to having a no S tier meta. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go ahead and put Canoptek up there. The question is Canoptek better than Wolf Scouts, or is Wolf Scouts better than Canoptek?
No, I think particularly because Canoptek's due for another hit.
Yeah, but right now, I think Canoptek, a good Canoptek player, is probably just going to always win. Like, their game plan is make castle, get castle sieged, weather siege, kill siegers. Like, they just...
Well, once again, I'm going to point out, like, they are really suffering from the Envoy hit. Like, really bad.
I think that they have tougher play with their tack-ups right now. I would not disagree with that. I think
they're like taking retrieval 90% of the time now.
Yeah,
and that got nerfed as well. You can't do Canoptek control to pick up the retrieval.
So that's why I think they're worse than Wolf Scouts because of the scoring stuff.
You know what? That's fine. That's fair. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that ultimately, if I'm thinking about it in terms of who's more likely to win a 4+ round tournament, I think that Wolf Scouts are more likely to win a 4+ round tournament because they're the new team and they've got really strong rules. But I also kind of trust a Canoptek player who's been playing them this whole time to beat Wolf Scouts in this situation.
Win the kill op. Always gonna have extra points there. If they even score 3 points on their tack op, that's fine. They'll still dominate the crit op, so they'll have their primary be crit op. I still think even with difficulty scoring the tack op, I still think Canoptek score extremely well.
Here's my thing. I think specifically for the Wolf Scouts player, you're taking route. Because I think if you're trying to get into their shit anyway and you kill 2 bugs, that's 4 points right there. And then you can really push the envelope by killing the leader.
Which are your flank.
That's your 3 primary targets anyway. So, like...
Yeah. They are, you make a very good point, Joe, that they are like pretty uniquely positioned to get into the back line, which is one of the biggest weaknesses for Canoptek.
Particularly the power sword leader getting lethal 4 can like pretty reliably kill.
Oh, that's right. Lethal
Yeah.
4. Lethal 4
All right,
power
yeah.
sword. Oh,
Yeah.
I
was like,
remember
let's
when
do the-
Hand was like, yeah, I'm lethal 4,
So
baby.
like, let's do the math here. He gets 3 hits in with a lethal 4 power sword. That's 18 damage. D3 plus 1.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
an
can
open
do
shut
it.
case when you put it like that. I can't really argue with that. So we'll keep them up there.
The fact
At
that he
the
can do
tippy
it
top.
that he can kill a bug in one fight pretty reliably is where I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Mhm.
Well, we're getting short on time, but I think we can cruise through some of these teams pretty quickly. I'm going to put Vespids in B tier.
Yes.
I think that they're good. I don't think that they don't quite have enough tools, I think, to play every aspect of the game really well, but obviously they're quite good.
Put a pin in this team too. This is not a unique take. I will say Ace said this recently on just another Kill Team podcast. I think Vespids are very well positioned if things start to shift to be a fucking problem.
Absolutely.
So I think if elites get hit, I think if the top gets hit in a significant, I mean like even a medium hit would, I think, throw them into A.
A good way to put it is that the meta needs to change in a way to where teams feed into their game plan of we're just going to run up the board and kill you.
I think that particularly because they have some of the best movement tricks in the game and how fucking insanely hard it is to deny them flank right now. Like they're pretty definitively scoring 5 or 6 on flank, like really reliably now. And not many teams can say you're scoring 6 on your tac op, like, and just getting 9 points now.
Yeah, it's true.
So like, and they can do that without having to rely on their dice. So like, if before any dice have been rolled, I'm getting 6 points on my tac op, and that means I'm taking that and getting 9. That seems like a pretty good team to me, in my opinion. Now, when we start rolling dice is a completely separate question, given their reliability issues. So that's why they land in B tier for me. If they get another buff, they're definitively an A.
I don't think they're going to get a buff.
I don't think they are either. But
I
think
want to
that
put a team
they're-
in C tier.
What do you got for me?
Exaction Squad.
yeah,
Ooh, unfortunate. Where do you want them in the C
I really
tier?
like Exaction Squad. I don't think they have enough armor piercing to handle the threats.
you don't think
that
the
are
shell's
multiple.
going to being able to use twice is enough?
No, not at all.
I think they're solid in B.
I think that a really good exaction player could make them in B, but like, say an exaction squad player plays Felgor, right? That should be a really good exaction matchup. But like,
It's
Felgor
just
can
not,
just
dude.
pelting firepower and not give them their free shots from.
And that's the thing too, is like, if you, in that particular matchup, because I've played it multiple times, like, I think that like, even though like the Subductors can fight first and they've got Ceaseless, more often than not, like they get 2 hits and I get 4 hits because I'm re-rolling everything. I've got ambush up, like, and then they're just going to strike me once and then I'm going to parry and kill them. Like, I think that that's unfortunate that they just don't have the sauce to fight against melee, even though that's one of like their whole
Or
things,
even
right?
into like Rekkas, for example, the shield guys are fucking completely useless into their melee.
Brutal, baby! Totally
Um,
useless.
Yeah.
The captain just on Marines just fucking. Once
It's a
again,
shame though,
completely
because the
destroys them.
Nuncio Aquila is such a strong tool
Such
a
in the current crit ops.
strong objective marker tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think that
I want to think that they're probably in that C plus B minus tier if there was such a thing. Like they're
Yeah.
on the borderline for sure.
Agreed. Brood Brothers, put them in B for Brood.
Yeah, I think that they've kind of hit the point where they may or may not be the best horde team anymore.
I think
Yeah.
people need to stop using the Magus and start using the Patriarch. Like, yeah, dropping the familiars kind of hurts, but I think that the threats that are in the meta now require more punch.
I think so too. I also think that there is like real play with the Primus. I don't think that the Primus is the best choice. I think usually he's not, but silent shooting is really good.
Shout out to the Patriarch being able to like mind control the Wolf
Dude,
Scouts
mind control
plasma.
is so funny. It's
being
so
able to
good.
mind control the Wolf Scouts plasma and shoot their own guys, and since they're in the storm, they can get all of the fucking benefits on top of it.
Yeah.
They
I guess they wouldn't because they're considered an enemy operative, so they wouldn't get the benefits of storm, I guess. But anyway,
they have really, really good play in synergy with their TAC ops. Like they play Envoy
Yes.
really, really well.
They play Martyrs really well too.
They sure do. Yep.
They are like the Martyrs team.
Crossfire tokens make them much more reliable than they should be.
Yeah. But I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, if I didn't hate Gene Stealers with all my heart, I would be very tempted by this team.
It's definitely on my periph.
Like I said, they have my Rise Against the Oppressors aesthetic, except it's a fucking anti-fucking communist meme. So
I'm kind of just bored with Guardsmen. I love Guardsmen teams. I've played a lot of them. I'm just kind of bored with the models. I like aliens, and they're not alien enough for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
That's why mine are
It's
chaos.
sidebar. Are you sticking with Chaos Cult?
I'm definitely going to be sticking with Chaos Cult for a while. I think Chaos Cult need to go at the bottom of A. We can talk about whether that's above or below the A minus B plus teams.
You're gonna hate me. I think they're B.
I don't think that they're any higher than the bottom of A. I would agree that they're not any
They're
higher than the bottom of
they're
A.
They're top of B, and I think specifically because
There's a lot of teams in this A plus B minus thing that we
Yeah,
don't have.
there's
here.
a lot of teams in that ambiguity. Because I think specifically, let's talk about some of the strengths of Chaos Cult. The Accurate 2 is really strong. The
Can you just
ability,
make the A plus B minus tier so we can just move all this shit in there?
no, because I think
Or we need at
I
this point.
don't think so. I think we need to make definitive decisions.
Fuck you.
So
I am
Chaos
making a
Cult
definitive
is,
decision. Make the goddamn tier.
Chaos Cult's primary weakness is the fact that like they have to rely on their dorks to do the missions and things like that, and they just don't really have to. They don't have any shooting they can really rely on in any feasible way. The Torments are very strong, and they have very strong debuff tools. But like at the end of the day, if all you can do is charge and fight, and you can't really do the mission actions, and if your opponent is just targeting cultists like they should be, the team just kind of falls apart. The Dark Commune can be reliable, but it requires very specific synergies to be going on all at once. Like for example, the Blessed Blades really need to be like paired off with one another to really like be doing what they need to do. The leader's abilities are very strong, but once again, it's completely relied on the Torments and the Mutants. You can tactical hug and hide in melee and things like that, but that only gets you so far, particularly into elites. I even think that I even think they actually have some pretty. I mean, the Torments are just really strong into elites in fighting them at all, like always.
Yeah, a tournament can rock up and just smash
Kill a
the
Space Marine.
pieces.
Yeah.
Which is
And
really
that's,
strong.
That's ultimately the thing that I think, because I agree with you
Yes.
100% that I think that their biggest weakness is that they struggle a little bit with the crit up and the tack up situationally, and that situation largely being like how APL intensive is it and how many guys you have left to do it. The counterpoints that I have to that are they have very good offensive firepower and defensive tricks to deal with everybody who we have above them in the tier list. Like,
And I
I
think
think they have good play into Canoptek. I think they have good play into Wolf Scouts. I think they have good play in all these other teams in the
yes,
A tier
I
right
think
now.
that they can absolutely win a 4-person tournament. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that also, because I've been thinking about playing Chaos Cult again, is people need to be using their Dark Commune less as support pieces and more as mission monkeys.
Yeah,
it allows
that's what I'm finding. I'm doing a lot with my Blessed Blades is I'm using them like only
Even the
in
Icon
a
Arc,
pinch as
in the
an
leader.
aggressive piece. Like what I'm also finding myself doing a lot is using my Dark Commune as bait. Like let people charge up, think they're going to kill a Dark Commune, and then all of a sudden,
It's-
whoops, you're fighting a Torment.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
that guy actually.
Yeah. And the D6 on blow up is absolutely devastating to so many teams,
Yes.
dude. Like that's
is
I
that
think
is it 2-inch range?
2-inch range.
Yeah,
Gross.
it's 2-inch range is massive.
And the Sickening Aura is really, really
Insane.
devastating
Sickening
for
Aura
all
is
these
insane. It's old Contagion. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
But
Chaos
I,
Cult is still one of the teams that terrify me. Like I'm just
Yes,
very,
I'll tell you what. As an Angels of Death player, it's a team that I'm not necessarily like really scared of, but it's a team like where I'm like I have to play like a very specific way, and I can't just bully you. Like I even really like even with Chainsaw guys, I'm just probably not fighting Torments and Mutants. Well, maybe Mutants, but definitely not.
oh yeah,
Torments.
you can bully mutants. There's still 7 wounds.
But I'm just gonna I have to rely just on shooting the Torments unless I'm the captain, and even then, it's like you can just throw Torments into the captain, and just deal with him, which is like really annoying.
You
to me.
can.
D3 on charge, fight again, blow up. He's dead.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, you just killed my strongest model on my team. Cool, thanks.
Here's what I'm going to do for you, Joe. And this is probably just a personal preference thing. I think that you could definitely put Chaos Cult at the top of B. I want to keep them in A tier because I like them.
I think they are the top of B. I think above all the B tier teams that we have, they are the top of B.
I'm going to move Nemesis Claw down to B because I knew you wanted to do that. And so that's a compromise, baby. We got it. We got there.
As long as Joe's unhappy, we're good.
As long as I'm unhappy, we're good. And I am really unhappy
George,
that
we need
Hearthstone
to make people
Salvagers
understand that we do actually like each other. Stop playing into the meme.
We do. But I don't like Hearthstone Salvagers, and I haven't played them since they got their new buffs. This is one of the few teams remaining that I just don't have a good read on and where they should go. Just
I
because
don't either,
I'm still
because
salty on
I
them.
think nobody's playing them and throw them and see.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's playing them. I do think that they can win a 3-round, but I don't think they can win a 4-round. So
I do remember having this discussion with Dylan Gill when we were at Worlds, and he seemed to very much think they don't have the sauce, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
So
I
would
think
say
the
just throw them in
defensive
the team.
tools that they got in the recent balance patch were good, but I think again, it's still like they just don't have enough offensive firepower. They kind
They
of
need
still
another
fold
piercing
really
2
quickly.
gun. Like their Magna Rail needs to go back to piercing 2.
Oh, the Magna Rail is piercing 2, but it's like 4-6 damage.
The
Plasma gun.
plasma gun, the plasma
Yeah.
beamer.
Plasma beamer. Yep. I still think that like I want approximate firepower to go back up to 2+, but I don't even think that that's really a good idea anymore. Like I think the problem is that this is a team that needs to play aggressively because you get synergy when your guys die and you get the grudge tokens. That's the whole point of
Yeah,
approximate
but they
firepower.
just die
You
too
push up.
quickly.
Do they
just died
have?
too quickly.
Do they have security?
They have security and recon. They also have an equipment that lets them pick up markers even if they don't control it. They just get to pick it up. It's really good.
Maybe Martyrs is not a bad choice for them.
No, the thing that the real problem is that they die quicker than 8 wounds 3-up save should, even like doo-doo shooting. Like they're not tough enough to sort of stick around long enough for their firepower to win out. It's just really they have a hard time sticking around on the board.
So I'm noticing something now as I'm looking at what's left on the list. A couple of the teams that I think that are all going to end up in the same general tier are also a good chunk of the teams that are getting declassified in a year from now. I'm seeing Kroot. I'm seeing Breachers. I am seeing, I guess Inquisition is not on.
Yeah, Inquisition and Scouts are going to be a year later.
Yeah. But Kroot,
Let's talk about the end of the Dark teams, though.
Yeah, Kroot, I think are B.
Breachers are C tier. They were D tier. They got real buffs. Now they're C tier.
Yeah, and then Kroot, I think Kroot are going to be in a similar spot to Rattlings, probably.
Yeah, Kroot are probably like bottom of B tier. The people who are good at Kroot make them work in a way that I've never like understood.
I like Rattlings in the dead center of B. I
Yeah.
think that the Scarper change is really good for them.
I agree. And I mean, they do really well into the hyper elite meta. Like, I think they're good into teams like
The
Deathwatch.
Ogrins are just really annoying for like a lot of elite teams to deal with.
Yeah.
God, if it wasn't so expensive to put that team together, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to get, magnets are a good. Like, the thing about the Ogrins is they're big, so I think they're easier to magnetize than a lot of models.
Scout Squad, C. God, just give them the extra body at this point. I think it's just
Which is so weird because on paper, I think they're extremely powerful. Like I think
It's
they're
just-
top of B on
they
paper.
they are a wet paper bag for 10 wounds. It's the 4-up save that makes them a big old fart in the wind. And that is just kind of the thing. They're good at shooting. They are good at melee. They are not excellent at either. And that kind of is the problem. Is
Yeah,
you
they
kind of
just
have to
can't take a
specialize
hit
to be good.
back.
They lack
Yeah.
the ability to hit back. So it is what it is.
Let's talk about a great clapback team. That's the Plague Marines.
B for Boils.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They're
yeah.
and honestly bottom of B. I think they're the worst elite team in the game right now. It's the Contagion change was brutal. I think maybe they'll rise in prominence again if other elite teams get hit, and I can see them maybe going back to A.
It's the sort of thing where I think if there's just a few small changes to the teams around them, they're going to bubble back up.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They're the most reliable elite team in the game, straight up with Ceaseless.
Yeah.
I think the only classified elite team. They're the most reliable classified elite team.
Yes.
These are still have Ceaseless.
Yeah. So like they have Ceaseless. Honestly, this is gonna be strange. I do think they need a buff, and I do think the buff that they need is I really want their I would really like to see the Flail and the Gunner get bolt pistols.
Yeah.
that's
Honestly,
good.
yeah.
I can't argue with that at all.
I think with the contagion change, it is completely fair to put them in line with the rest of the elite teams so that they can actually do elite team things. Just give them the bolt pistol on the heavy gunner and the flail. I think that's all they need, and they'll go back.
And that's going to help them apply poison tokens more easily.
Yes.
Just more synergy with the kit. I think that's a great suggestion. Let's talk about Aquilons. This was a team that was really good at the change of the approved ops.
I think they're going to be near the top of B.
Yeah,
I think so.
Near top of B. The only reason I think that they're not in A is because of their fragility and they can't really deal with melee.
Yeah.
So like for example, I think Goremongers is just a fucking terrifying matchup for them.
Yeah, any elf team is because they just don't do anything for turn 1 and 2, and then in turn 3 they wipe the team.
Oh, Mandrakes is just like a fucking horrific matchup for them because they can literally just dance around all their nonsense.
Yeah.
Particularly because they spend half the game not on the board, so they can just dance around the whole not being a valid target thing.
Like I played an Aquilons player at Worlds as Rekos, and like that, it wasn't a close game. I just, I didn't even sit back at turns 1 and 2. I just wasn't anywhere near where their token was.
Here's the thing too. I mean, even as Rekos player, you just throw bait up there. You're probably not. I mean, maybe you're killing them in one go with the Melta, maybe because you have Just a Scratch. You can just Just a Scratch it.
Yeah. Well, we talked too that they have such a static game plan. Like the whole meme is like you just don't have to do anything turn 1 and 2, and then you go and do that. And we've gotten so much practice with that as like players. Like we know how to play into Aquilons right now. And sure, they're very good at playing flank. They're good at playing their attack ops, but like it's not good enough, right? Because you still just have to know.
And
what
honestly,
to do.
I think like the Stingwings are better at playing flank because they're more mobile than fucking Aquilons are.
Once Aquilons drop, they're just dudes.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I also do think that I have them higher up than Vespids because they are more reliable into the teams above them.
100%.
They can just kill these guys.
If Vespids had the reliability that Aquilons did, they would be an S tier.
Aquilons have a relentless Meltagun.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about somebody who I don't know. Let's just talk about Battleclade.
Bottom of C tier, maybe top of D.
No, put them in D.
They're better than Stealth Suits.
Put them in D.
Okay.
On paper, they can do so much, and on practice, none of it matters.
They have worse tools to deal with melee than Stealth Suits do.
They're 5-inch move. They're 8 wounds. They have a 4-up Feel No Pain.
Yeah, the Feel No Pain should no, it's a 5-up. It's a 5-up.
Okay, yeah, 5-up. So it's not reliable, and it's like Goremongers.
Just give them damage. Just give them once per turn damage reduction. It's like whatever. I literally have this
defensive tools in melee. Like they get severe on their stun weapons.
I will tell y'all right now, if this team gets significant buffs, I'm gonna play this team again because I love them so fucking much. But like,
it's a cool team.
They're so cool and they can do so many fun things with network counter. It's just they just don't have it.
It just never matters.
They're a shooting team that's bad at shooting. They don't have. They don't have. Same thing. Stealth are actually good at shooting because they get the accurate. But like,
accurate 3 Melta is good, George. I played against it. It is devastating.
I promise you, I will never get hit by an accurate 3 Melta. I won't be that far up the board if the Meltagun's still alive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, by the time you're getting shot by the accurate 3 Melta, like you've killed 2 stealth suits and you're kind of just doing what you want. I've won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. But
no, George, you want to hear the craziest part? So I was playing Angels, dude. I got within accurate 3 Melta range. I just didn't care because I was just like
because by that point you're winning the game.
Exactly, because I just put the captain up there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just to scratch one of them. I'm going to survive. I'm going to shoot somebody with the plasma and kill them. or I've already killed somebody in melee, and then I'm going to follow up and shoot with the plasma pistol. So like, it doesn't matter, and Battlecade doesn't even have that to fucking back them up. So it's like,
I would be shocked if they won a 4-round tournament.
Yes.
So by the same Kasrkin logic, I think it's good to put them.
Please, GW, buff this fucking team. They deserve it. They're so much fun.
You're talking really about Inquisition, right? Our last team, buff Inquisition. They're so much fun.
No, throw them in B. They're the perpetual team that is just okay and really hard to play.
Are they the best board?
No, I think Brood's better.
I think people need to start. They need to stop listening to always take Kasrkin all the time. It's the best option, and start thinking about really branching out and using other things. Like against Horde teams, which you never see, but like 5 Flamer Sisters should just clean up a Horde team by themselves with the 4-inch, no cover with the Torrent 2 inches. Like, you just take 5 Flamer Sisters and win against Hordes. I think against like Angels, you take 5 Power Sword Sisters, and they're just missiles. They're not going to kill a Space Marine by themselves, but their job isn't supposed to. Their job is to deal 10 damage. Hey, George, and just like, and
I have tilting shields.
That's fine. If they do 8 damage, that's enough. It doesn't matter if they don't get crits or whatever. Like, they're just missiles. They do 8 damage.
They're gonna do 7 damage because of Hardy.
Whatever, it's still enough. Like, their job is to just do some damage and die. And then the rest of the team, because you have 7 other models, the rest of the team cleans up. Like, I think people need to start looking at how they can best utilize the 5 other models. Like, I think even Breachers have solid play on Inquisition, because you can take, a Melt-A-Gun, a power weapon, they've got the shield, which is just a bunch of wounds, and he's got a relentless 3/3 shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, George. I think that the meta of Inquisition is a little bit stale, and like they're due for some innovation from within the community to find like some new interesting ways to play.
Yeah, but that's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort.
I don't do that. That's why I'm not going to do it.
I don't have the models. I was thinking about doing it. I was theory crafting a lot of lists. But yeah, I just like I.
Hey George, do you want the team for free?
I wouldn't say no.
I will literally send you the models. I have them. I'm not going to use them. I have Kasrkin. I have Breachers. I have all the Inquisition models. I will literally send them to you.
That's a beautiful thing, folks.
Don't send them to me. I'll pick them up at Cherokee.
Beautiful.
There you go. I want to do one final check because I think we've got a pretty good tier list here. I feel pretty good about most of the placement, but we had some units we were on the borderline. If either of you wants to make one additional move, I would be happy to oblige. George, is there anyone here that you still feel really adamantly is in the wrong place?
Yeah, I think Kasrkin should go to declassified.
Let's get rid of him.
Jesus. No, you want to hear my fucking hot take? Fucking declassify fucking scouts, because we have Wolf Scouts now, and give us back fucking literally any team from season 1. I'll take fucking Commandos primarily. I like Commandos. I think Commandos are actually very strong right now too.
Yeah, I like Commandos a lot. Commandos are cool.
I actually am a little sad I missed out on the Commando wave, particularly because I got the taste from fucking Rekkas. And just like the idea of being able to play 10 orcs is like, I want another orc team. I really do. I enjoy Rekkas and I like playing Rekkas. But like, I don't know.
I just freebooters. Make some new freebooters models, GW, put them in kill team.
Yeah. I mean, I could be down for like the 3 Garrots in a trench coat kind of kill team. That could be fun. Joe, I'm sorry. What team did you want to move? I know we were talking about orcs, but I was typing.
So, team that I would like to put Rekkas in B.
Okay. Yeah, I
want to disagree with you.
When I look at all of these teams in this sort of like top of B, bottom of A cluster, I think that Rekkas are more likely to win a 4-round tournament than Chaos Cult because of the player volume and because I think that people have been honing their craft with Rekkas for a while, and now they're finally enabled and in a position to really take them to good heights. Like, I think we've seen a lot of Rekkas get like top 3 finishes. We haven't seen them win, to be clear, Not recently anyway, and maybe I'm just not looking. But I mean, we think about Chaos Cult too. I think that's a team that's kind of famous for doing really well at tournaments, but not sealing the deal, right? Like it's a team that doesn't win a lot of events, but does really well and has a high win rate. So I am going to oblige your other earlier take, Joe, and I think that we can put Chaos Cult in B. I'll hate it. I'm gonna be playing B for base teams because I love Chaos Cults.
Mark, if it makes you feel any better, I love Little Chaos Idiots. One of my favorite teams from last edition was Compendium Chaos Space Marines.
I love my Ratty Boys. You know,
really
we can agree that the next team, like if we get Grey Knights and Demons, look, we're both playing Demons. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be fucking sick.
I would love to see another. That's the one thing I do make. I miss the Warp Coven style of mixed Marines with idiots.
I'm still playing Demons, brother.
Oh God, what is that for?
Listen, I'll give you one guess. The hint is it goes on an oval base.
Oh my God, you're not doing it for Wolf Scouts, are you?
Do you guys hate the A- tier? Is that too much?
No.
It looks like we're very like.
I think you should, instead of typing out minus, just put a minus symbol there, or put it all caps.
No, just say we couldn't decide. So lol.
Let's make it hot pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is a great tier list, guys. I think we nailed this one. But if you disagree, reach out to us. Join the VoxStream Discord. Tell us why we're idiots.
You know what? Better yet, join VoxStream Patreon and tell us why we're idiots.
Yeah, I would love to hear about it. But we have one pod hopefully coming up at the end of the year. We're going to hopefully do an episode swap next week for Christmas. And guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. It's been a lovely, lovely tier list, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, we almost kept it on time. It's never going to happen.
It was still a tight conversation.
Almost only counts in horseshoes
and crack grenades. We hope you enjoyed this episode of VoxScreen. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Please follow, subscribe, and leave us a review. Any of those things are going to help us grow. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon with another episode.